You can't be this loud. You can't be this loud. How are you the main person talking about people when your lace looks like this? Be so serious.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex and I would absolutely love it if you love this content. If you want to support this channel, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It inspires me to keep creating videos. It inspires me to come here and it lets me know that you guys enjoy the content. So today we are going to get into the Ultimatum episodes 5 and 6. I am sorry, I know these Ultimatum videos have been a little slow. I'm gonna be honest, I have just been kind of busy and did not have a lot of time to sit down and watch the show yet. So I am definitely trying to get to it. In terms of the Never Ever Mets, I'm watching the Never Ever Mets. I'm gonna be honest, recapping it, like I feel like it's interesting to watch. But recapping it, we'll see. It'll depend. If I can get caught up on the recaps and do the last 2 episodes this week, then I'll probably continue to recap it. But if not, I'm gonna be honest. And I'll be honest, I feel like the Never Ever Mets, a lot of y'all don't watch it because those videos did not get nearly as many views as other recaps. So I don't think it will be a big deal. So we'll see about the Never Ever Mets. That's going to be debatable. But we are going to get into the Ultimatum. And like I said, in a previous video, I will probably have up episodes 7 and 8 and 9, or at least 7 and 8 by the end of this week. Well, by Wednesday or Thursday. And then I will have the last episode and the reunion up by early next week. So that is the projection. I also have mentioned this before, but I am aware that Perfect Match and one other show, Love Island, are going to be starting pretty soon. Love Island US. For Perfect Match, unfortunately, I am going to be in Honduras, so the way I'm probably going to have to do it is just simply doing 2 big reviews. I'll probably do like episodes 1 through 5 or whatever, 1 through 4, and then I'll probably do 4 through 8 or 5 through 10, whatever it is, in another review. Unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to get out daily recaps. Or even like daily recaps. Like I'm just not going to be able to, because I'm going to be on vacation and I'm not going to be doing that. Sorry. So, I am upset because you guys know I've been talking about Perfect Match, but I also think it's a type of show where doing a big recap isn't going to be a big deal. So look out for that. Love Island should be back to regularly scheduled recaps. I think the first 3 episodes I'll still be in Honduras, but I can just do 1 through 3. And then as soon as I get home, I'll just resume doing daily recaps there. Anyway, let us get into it. And also, y'all, I have like a canker sore on the inside of my cheek. I don't know if any of y'all are prone to canker sores, but I have one on the inside of my cheek, so it kind of hurts to talk. That's why another reason why this is a little late. So if my mouth looks weird or if I'm like talking weird, that's the reason why. Anyways, let's get into it. So we start off episode, did I say 5 and 6? I meant to say 6 and 7. 6 and 7. This is a 6 and 7 video, not 5 and 6. I don't know why I said 5 and 6. I think I meant 6 and 7. Let me see. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. It is 5 and 6. Okay, I'm so bad at this. I'm so bad at this. Okay. Let's get into it. So we start off the first episode with Isaac and Lindley having a conversation. Isaac says that
it wasn't like a rough week for you.
This whole experience as well has been a bit tough, but for a reason. What are the things that, as a woman, you know that you should do at home? You know, to sort of like take care of your.
I don't want to say
that things are starting to take a turn in his relationship with Khanya. Remember, this man picked Khanya because she looks good. I'm sorry. You know, now he wants to come all back. I don't know if it was in this episode or the previous one or whatever, but he comes back, tries to tell Lebo that he made the wrong decision. And it's like, well, you picked Khanya. I believe you picked Khanya for a certain reason rather than picking Lebo. Lebo would have probably been what you were looking for, but again, you were misted by looks. You were missing by the girl's looks. So he says to Lindele that Khanya said, you know, when he asked, what do you bring to the table, that she said she is the table. And again, I'm gonna be honest, I do not like these, what do you bring to the table? Because I think a lot of men that ask that question are being very condescending. And I think a lot of men that ask that question are also men that don't seem to bring a lot to the table. And while again, I feel like we've heard a lot about Isaac and what Isaac wants and what Isaac desires from a partner, it's like, what are you bringing, Isaac, to the table? Are you a sole provider? Like, I don't like Khanya's attitude. Don't get me wrong. I think the way Khanya answers things, the way Khanya's approaches, Khanya is brutal. And we see in these 2 episodes, she is brutal. She is not a good person. However, I'm not going to go as far as to say that I think that Isaac is like this great guy, because I feel like he also has his issues, you know, with the way he treated Ruth, and then him coming into a relationship and like demanding a traditional wife. And it's like, are you a traditional husband? Like, I'm just not sure about things. So apparently Khanya said she, you know, he thinks that this is her saying that she doesn't need to bring anything to the table. So he's obviously very upset. We also see Khanya and Tabby having a conversation.
So the first week we went to Harvey's. I'm like, ew, but I'm like himself. And he's not even saying, since you've got a bit of free time, how much do you think you'll need?
And Khanya says they are not on the same page about what a girlfriend or wife should be. And again, I agree. I think that Khanya wants to be an independent boss girl. I do think she wants to be spoiled, but I don't know that she feels off jump that she needs to be giving everything to Isaac. And later on, she even states like, look, like, if I'm in a relationship and I feel loved and I'm taken care of, I will gravitate towards, you know, taking care of my partner. However, I don't know you, so why am I going to invest in you? And I don't necessarily agree with her, because their big fight is about housework. Their big fight's about housework. So I think in their case, they should be doing it together. Like, I think it is weird that she's like, I'm not gonna wash a dish. No one told you to wash dishes. But I also am on the same side of like, if you want things done in a certain period of time and you don't really want to wait for the other person, then you can also do it yourself and not complain. So it's like, I don't know, like, as I said, I don't like Khanya. I think she's very argumentative. I don't know why Khanya is so like rough, you know, but I just feel like that's the thing. So they continue to talk, and Khanya reveals that they had to go half and half on groceries, you know, and that he didn't, you know, because he didn't offer to buy the groceries, she's mad because, he's mad because she felt like he wanted her. And I just feel like it was a weird argument. Like, I think Khanya wants to be spoiled and taken care of, like a, you know, like I don't know, traditional wife or stay-at-home girlfriend, you know, the soft life. Khanya wants her a soft life. But I think at the same time, if you want a soft life, you should also be providing on your end. So that's kind of what confuses me. And this is why I keep saying Khanya should just be single. Because I feel like Khanya doesn't want to have to give anything in a relationship, but she wants to be taken care of. And now, I'm not going to get into this debate, because I feel like, especially in the Black community, we be having this debate all the time about, should you go half on groceries? Should you go half on rent? And it's like, at the end of the day, I think every couple should really do what they want to do. But I think in this experiment where you guys just met each other, I think it's fine and appropriate to go half and half on groceries. Like, I don't really think that's a big thing. So yeah, wasn't sure there about what Khanya was trying to get at. It's not like Isaac is her man, where she could be like, I don't want to go half and half with my man on groceries. Like, I don't know. I think this is obviously an experiment, so it's fine. So now we get into Lindele and Tabby. So Lindele and Tabby are talking, and they're saying, you know, they're just kind of talking about the whole thing, about how apparently Khanya never cooks, you know, she doesn't clean, and she's mad because she wants him to buy everything for her. So Khanya is really pissed at this point that, I guess, like I said, she's not a soft life girly. She is not living the soft life. I think she expected to walk in and get the soft life from Isaac, and Isaac was expecting to walk in and get a traditional wife, and I feel like neither one of them is giving each other what they want. So So now Isaac, Tabby, Lindley, and Khanya go in and they start talking.
Down, so she always make food for me if I call her.
Mama's boy. You must marry your mom then.
No, I'm looking for a woman who's gonna
Be your mom.
No, not be my mom, but someone who's gonna take care of me.
And Kanye is like, Isaac is looking for a mother. And again, I don't disagree. I'm sorry. I know Kanye is harsh, and like I said, I do not like Kanye. These episodes made me a no way Kanye stan. I do not like Kanye whatsoever. But I'm not going to pretend like Isaac is not the type of guy that, at least for me, gives red flags, okay? I think it is a red flag that this man has continued to talk about traditional wife. He has to cook dinner. He's mad because he has to wash dishes. Like, okay, sure, if you have to do those things by yourself, okay, but I don't know. I feel like something kind of tells me that Isaac would still complain about that even if she was helping as well. And the fact that he come up and said that she don't cook, she don't, you know, I don't know. I don't know about that whole thing. It's very weird to me. Now, Isaac says he wants someone that takes care of him the way that he takes care of them. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair if we are to believe what Isaac is saying about what he's been providing in the relationship and the lack of what Kanya's been providing, then yes, I agree that if you're cooking, you're cleaning for your partner, you should also reciprocate and cook and clean or do something, financially provide, whatever the case may be. I mean, at the end of the day, relationships are give and take. You know, I know we have this debate so often in the community, but relationships are give and take. Well, however you want to slice the dynamics of it, they are still give and take. And I feel like there is not a lot of give and take in this relationship. And yeah, as I said, I just think Khanya should be single. So we pan over to Nola and Ruth. They are actually having a family visit.
You see? She said sometimes she doesn't feel him through sexual intercourse.
No.
So what was the problem?
Meeting up with Pinus, who's Ruth's friend and brother, and then also Ruth's sister. So Ruth, you know, they're talking, going back and forth about how their relationship is. Obviously, Nola and Ruth, they're like this. But then Ruth kind of mentions that she was not happy with Isaac because they don't have the best ex life. She specifically says she can't feel him. And I was like, now, I'm gonna be honest. I think a lot of women, unfortunately, are in these kinds of relationships where it doesn't feel good. I think that there is truly an art to learning how to pleasure your partner. And I think a lot of people often don't ask or pay attention. They just assume because they're doing it that it's good. Obviously, do I think it's right of Ruth to not say anything? Of course not. I think you should be communicating with your partner about these things. But I think it gives a lot of context to why Ruth is so quick to get onto Nola. I think obviously besides Isaac's shadiness, she's also not pleasured enough. And I feel like that is just making it so that when she has found somebody, she is quick to get onto them. And obviously, do I think that's right? No, she should be communicating with Isaac about what's going on, but apparently she's already talked about it. So now, I think Ruth's sister or brother, one of them asks whether Nola would spend time with Ruth or Lebo. And he claims there's less drama and fighting with Ruth than there is with his partner. So at the time, you know, Nola and Ruth are in a good space. I've said I think Ruth should leave Isaac. I'm not necessarily saying she should be with Nola, but I do think that she should leave Isaac, okay? I just don't think it's working. So Genesis and Courtney, they have a date night. I think they're a friend couple. Like Lebo and Aiden and Genesis and Courtney, they're just friend couples. That's it. So Genesis says he wanted to give up at first because he was trying to show himself to Courtney and he was getting nothing from her. And like I said, we keep seeing that Genesis seems to really want something from Courtney. I kind of honestly thought they would be a friend couple from the beginning. I didn't think that there would be any expectation, I guess, of like romantic stuff, but I feel like Genesis is definitely more like, I want to see something, like give me something. So at this point, Courtney says that they are officially dating, which is funny. And we see them later in the episode cuddling in the bed on the last night. So Nola and Tabby, they have a meeting with Tabby's family and she reveals to her family that she gave the ultimatum, look, marry or move on, okay? So she said she gave the ultimatum because 7 years is too long to know if you want to marry someone. I agree. Look, I think under certain circumstances, like for instance, if you guys are high school or college sweethearts and you want to kind of like get established in your life, get established in your careers, finish school, finish college, whatever, fine. I think as two adults dating for 7 years and still having, like, I don't know. I feel like for me, if after 7 years, you don't have an urge to want to marry your partner, you're never going to want to marry them. That's just me. I know that might be a hot take. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments why you disagree. But I think that for me personally, 7 years is way too long. Like, it's way too long, you know? So, she says that he is capable, she feels he is capable to pay the lobola. I think this is a dowry of sorts. But he's just being lazy and he's procrastinating, which again, remember, he cited finances. He keeps talking about finances and it's weird to me because she's like, I don't care. Like, I'm not expecting you to do all of this. Like, I understand to some level being worried about the financial part of getting married. But at the end of the day, she's literally said, I don't want this big wedding. I don't need all of this from you. I just want to be with you. So to me, it's weird, like, like, I get it. Like, I understand that there is pressure and expectation, maybe even culturally, to be in a certain space or to do certain things. But at the end of the day, if she says, look, I don't care, then I don't understand why he don't just marry her. Now, she does admit that she's been having the time of her life with Nola. And her cousin warns her, though, that this is just, you're playing house, essentially. Like, you two are playing house. And I'm glad to hear a family member saying that. Because it's like, I think for a lot of these couples, you know, you're so quick to think, oh my God, we're perfect. Like, even Ruth and Nola, it's like, you're playing house. And the cousin does say that. She says, look, like, you guys are literally living in a villa. You guys have never seen each other outside of the experiment. You've never dealt with any real life things. Obviously, in the experiment, everything's paid for them, like with the houses and stuff. It's like, you just have never known each other, so be careful, you know? She says she does not trust Nola, and I think that's real, and I think that's honest, because it's like, again, I think a lot of these people are very quick to forget you're in the middle of an experiment. So I thought that was a good conversation, and I like the cousins' honesty. So Caesar and Nicoteko, Nicoteko is introducing Caesar to his mom, so they're on Zoom. And, you know, the mom, mom made it very clear she is not a fan of Khanya.
You also it needs to heal.
Everything that she had to say really shocked me. You do know that he's going back to Khanya has also changed.
Khanya will not change. And that woman is bitter. She's self-centered. She wants things to done her way. At her own.
She says Khanya is very emotional. I think she said she was dramatic. So she's very, very worried. It's very clear that Nikoteko's mom is worried about him, worried about his mental state. And I mean, I agree. Like, obviously, Khanya is a lot. So mom is worried and really wants him to get out of that relationship. And that's very clear from the call. So Isaac and Lebo, they meet up.
Speak to you afterwards, like, I'm really sorry for what happened. It eats me.
You don't have to.
It eats me a lot.
Oh, it's not that deep.
Out of everybody else, you and I had like the best conversation. You know, I feel like, okay, if I had to go with that decision.
I cleansed it.
Because at this point, after the situation with Khanya, Isaac is like, oh, damn. And this is where I was saying again that Isaac kind of realized he done made a mistake. So they are talking, and Lebo says that she actually had something planned for Isaac's birthday. And, you know, he says he had the second best connection with her, but he fucked up picking Khanya. So he talks about, again, Isaac is telling anyone that will listen that Kanya's selfish, she doesn't wash dishes, blah, blah, blah. And he says, I threw all of that away for what? And again, I'm gonna be honest, Khanya is obviously bad. She's obviously a bad person. Like, I'm sorry, Khanya is a bad person. But something about the way that Isaac is so quick to tell anybody that will listen how terrible Khanya is, I don't know. And we also saw this same behavior with Ruth, right? When Khanya met Isaac's family, he was very quick to tell them, oh, well, I didn't bring Ruth around because, you know, she didn't give me anything that makes me want to bring her home. And it's like, I don't know. I just feel like this man is very quick to talk about the women in his life. I also, like I said, I don't subscribe to the, oh, now I realize I made a mistake because I'm with the, you know, I chose the more conventionally attractive girl and now I want to come back to you because I realize you actually are what I wanted. Like, I hope Lebo and Isaac never end up together because at the end of the day, this man picked what he thought looked good. That's the reality, is that he rejected Lebo and picked what he thought looked good rather than the actual person that would have probably been a good partner for him. And I feel like I don't know, something about Isaac gives me that he's always looking for the next best thing. Like, I feel like this man will always be complaining, and I feel like he'll always be looking for the next best thing. And I feel like even if he had this wife that, you know, cooked, cleaned, did everything for him, he would still have his eyes on a even prettier girl or an even better, yeah, I don't know. Something about Isaac I don't trust. And like I said, I don't want anyone to get it wrong. I don't like Khanya. I do agree that Isaac should not like or want to be with Khanya. But something about Isaac also, like, watching these episodes, I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. He's the type of guy that, to me, the red flags come out later. Well, they've already come out. So now, Aiden, Nola, and Lindale all meet up, and Nola says if he had to choose, he would still be walking out with Lebo. At this point, we start to realize that Nola is playing everyone. He is playing in everybody's face, him and Ruth. I don't know if off camera they decided that they were not going to really talk about their relationship, but he is playing in everyone's face, trying to act like he and Ruth did not do this multiple times. So Aiden is skeptical, as he should be, that he's not saying everything. Now, he feels that he and Ruth are not ready to talk about their relationship, Nola and Ruth, but he's just lying. He's just lying. Like, Nola says he actually realized this, that he wanted to marry Lebo, and this is my thing. Like, I've said, I think Ruth should get away from Isaac, but I think Nola is a mess. Like, I think that man plays with women. He's definitely playing with both women. Like, he's playing the field, you know? Because what does he mean he realizes he wants to marry Lebo when you was just in bed, boom, boom, with Ruth? And not just once, not just twice, we'll see. She admits it later in the episode. So Lebo and Aiden, they talk about the conversation with Nola, and he says that it was very sus, that Nola didn't really want to answer any any questions about the relationship with Ruth. He sees a lot of red flags, and at this point, Lebo's like, I don't know, like, it's just weird. Like, if he doesn't want to talk about it, like, something is really weird. So Nola and Ruth are talking, and they, you know, he in the confessional claims he's not playing both Lebo and Ruth, but it's like, you are. And then they boom boom again. They boom boom again. Nola is a fuckboy. Nola is an F-boy. Okay, he is an F-boy. He is playing games with the girls. And honestly, like I said, Ruth deserves better than him too. Because he's not gonna, like, he's interested now because it's the next new thing. Like, Nola is very clearly that guy who gets very interested and infatuated with the new thing. Because Ruth is the new thing, she's pretty, she, you know, whatever. He likes her now, but if they were to actually get into a relationship, I assume it would be very similar to the way that he treats Lebo. So, SZA and Nekateko, we just see them ziplining. Those two are still having a great time. They seem to be very much in love. So at this point, we have girls' night and guys' night. And baby, this scene was messy moods.
And I haven't had sex since last year, September. So maybe it could have just been horny and...
What? Why
he's
haven't
just
you guys
trying
been
to,
having
you know...
sex?
Like, hey?
Why?
I'm not done talking. Why am I what? Haven't I finished my
okay,
sentence?
okay. No, it's just it captured me there.
Is it? Let me finish. Maybe we'll capture you further.
Okay, we flip-flop back and forth between the two couples, or the two groups. So Khanya is off the bat irritated that SZA met Kateko's mom. She's like, oh, it was just a video call? Okay, I thought you like met him in person. Because she was like, isn't his mom still in Saudi Arabia? She's like, okay, it's a video call. You made it seem like you like met up with her in person. Like, Khanya is very jealous and very bitter, and she really comes at SZA this entire night. It's actually insane to me. So Khanya says she met Isaac's cousin, and Ruth is like, oh, what? So Ruth says there's a lot that Isaac is hiding. Obviously, girl, you don't even know where this man lives. You can't even call him on the phone. But Ruth says that her and Nola have been moderate, and everyone's like, girl, what does that mean? Because what does it mean? Now, none of the men admit doing any boom boom, but we know a few of these men have done the boom boom. Khanya admits that Khanya actually admits that she and Nekateko hadn't had boom boom since last September. And SZA is like, why? And she's like, mind your business. I don't have to tell you why. Stop asking me questions. And I was like, girl, you literally put your full business out there and then you're mad that people ask about it. I hate people like this. I'd be like, don't be in my business, but be the first one to post everything on Instagram, everything on Threads, everything on Twitter. They tell all their business when you talk to them, but then when you ask clarifying questions, they be getting mad that you're in their business. That's like, girl. So at this point, Khanya says that Kateko is using SZA for easy boom boom, okay? And because he hasn't had any in a while. And I'm like, damn, girl, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but like, sometimes you could, like, I don't know. I feel like Khanya needs to calm down. And I was curious why they hadn't had any boom boom. Like, what happened, girl? Since you such a bad bee, why y'all ain't do the boom boom? So now, Kateko, she says that SZA and Nekateko are both sluts and disrespectful. And I was like, oh my God. Khanya is going off the deep end. Like, Khanya is really going off the deep end. I don't know if anybody else sees it. Now, Nekateko says SZA is inspiring. She makes you want to make love to her. So he obviously implies that they did the boom boom, okay? And Isaac says that Khanya is not wife material at all. And he starts talking to Linda Lay and he's like, what, bro? She is not wife material. Like, is that how she be acting in the real world? I was like, damn. And this is what I'm talking about, where yes, I agree with Isaac, but at the same time, it just is alarming to me how quick he is to talk ish about the people he's with. Now, Kateko asks if Khanya is a gold digger, straight up. And he doesn't say yes, but he's like, you know, look, Khanya wouldn't be happy in a relationship that didn't have money. And again, I've said that Khanya is a soft life girly. She is clearly a girl who wants the soft life. That's all I got. I think she should be single right now because I just think she needs to find a guy that maybe can afford a butler or cleaners or people like that so she don't have to lift a finger. Now, Khanya and SZA at this point are going back and forth. Kanya's like, shut up, don't talk to me, don't talk to me, you're a bitch, you're this, you're fat. Like, she starts talking about the girl's weight, and I'm like, Khanya, like, what is wrong with this lady? What is wrong with this lady? What is wrong with this lady? Like, she is really mean. Like, she is extremely mean. So Khanya claims that Kateko is fake laughing when he's with SZA. Basically, Kanye's trying to claim that everything is fake. And it's like, girl, like, relax. Like, I don't know. You're upset that your man is actually having a good time with somebody else. And I understand how that might be scary, bitter, whatever. But like, girl, like, your man, I don't know, like, your man is having a good time with someone else. You should probably be reflecting inward to understand why your man is having such a good time with someone else. But I mean, Khanya doesn't reflect. Like, Khanya is one of those people who does not reflect inward. So she implies that he is not connecting with SZA the way that she's connecting with him. So she's basically like, you know, you think that you guys are so close, but you're not actually as close as you think you are. So Ruth and Nola are still lying. These two are like literally evading questions and everybody is on to them. It's so obvious what's going on. But Ruth does say that she wants to talk with Lebo one-on-one. So Nola and Isaac also have a conversation, and Nola is still claiming that he and Ruth haven't gone too far. And like I said, it seems like off camera they had an agreement that they were gonna like not say anything, but I'm like, dude, it's obvious. Everybody knows you guys have done it. So he says that he's still considering Ruth. You know, that Ruth sends him calls during the day when he's at work saying that he misses him. And Isaac's like, what? Ruth never even wished me happy birthday. You know, she doesn't even put any effort into me. She doesn't even ask about my day. And remember, we already saw Isaac in the beginning of the show complaining that Ruth never asks him how his day is. And like, I don't know. Like I said, there's just something about Isaac, how every woman doesn't do what he wants. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I think Ruth is a perfect partner. Khanya is definitely not a perfect partner. But something tells me that Isaac would never be happy. Like, I don't know. He just gives one of those men that always picks something out that's wrong. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So he does admit to Nola that Lebo was planning something for his birthday. And he's like, wait, what? Like, she was? So Ruth and Lebo have a conversation.
Now that I've said it, man, I'm relieved.
And she basically admits that she and Nola had boom boom multiple times. And I'm like, I get why she wanted to pull Lebo aside, but I'm also like, Ruth, what reaction did you expect from Lebo? Like, obviously Lebo's gonna be heartbroken. And that is literally how we end episode 5. Let's get on to episode 6. Okay, so getting into episode 6, this is like the last 2 days of the experiment, and then they're going to go back to their original partner for 3 more weeks. So we start off this episode leaving off on the cliffhanger of Lebo finding out that Nola slept with Ruth. And at this point, Lebo is obviously very, very upset. Like, she storms away. She says, thanks for letting me know, but I need to go. Like, I need to leave. So SZA and Nkateko, they get home and they're still kissing. They're still making out. I mean, these two, like, I mean, the chemistry is obviously there. So at this point, Ruth and Nola are at home and Ruth confronts Nola. Oh my God. Or Lebo, sorry, Lebo. Lebo confronts Nola.
Oh fuck, I did it. Huh, there's Lebo.
I don't want to talk to you. You've been doing this with me. Uyapiga.
Yo, I thought people are going through a lot.
And then Ruth comes out of the bedroom as they're in the living room arguing, and he tries to lie about it. This is what I'm talking about. Nola is a red flag. He is a red flag. He plays with women and then he lies about it. Like, get away. both Lebo and Ruth need to just get out. Like, leave that man. He is no good. And that's why I worry for Ruth, because in watching this, I'm like, yes, Nola is clearly that guy that like love bombs you. He's obsessed with you. He's into whatever the hot commodity is at the time. But that man definitely does not stay faithful. He's a liar. Like, he has so many red flags on his behavior. So he tries to deny everything so Lebo can be at peace. And I'm like, you are so full of it. He also even tries to get Aiden too. He's like, but I came clean, right? And Aiden's like, no. Aiden's like, leave me out of it. He's like, I'm not in y'all black ass business, okay? He's like, leave me out of it, period. Ruth and Nola are talking, and he asked, why did you tell Lebo that we had Boom Boom? And Aiden and Lebo, they come back in the room. Now, he tries to call Isaac at this point.
Luana's time we called Isaac. I'm mad. I'm super mad.
Oscar, you called Isaac. I phoned Isaac for in. Kabani, you're the one that fucked up. I swear.
Yeah,
you act old. No, you act so unholy.
Holy young.
You acted so holy. Why was such a long battle some puts?
Because you know what, Nola's like, fine, well, if you want to put him on business and tell my partner, then I'll call your partner. And Lebo's like, no. Like, clearly Lebo does not want to have drama. She's like, I'm done with this. Like, I feel like Lebo, we saw the light leave her eyes, which is so sad because Lebo's beautiful. And for her to be rejected by Isaac because of, you know, Khanya's prettier, right? Let's be for real. I don't think so, by the way. I think Lebo's gorgeous. But, and then to see her man doing this, I think we just saw all the light leave Lebo. And I honestly actually felt so bad for her because we saw in a previous episode that she literally said, I'm used to disappointment. I set myself up for disappointment. Like, I have been disappointed so many times that I expect this. And that is sad. Like, I don't know about y'all, but that is really sad. So Isaac comes over.
Have you been talking to me? I was the one to call you.
It's not about talking to each other.
Wait,
Listen,
wait. I don't care what you say. I've made my decision. Have you been talking to me?
You made a decision. You slept with someone with that.
I don't care what you say. You can fuck off if you want to.
Yeah, well.
And Lebo's like, me and Ruth had Boom Boom. And all of a sudden, now he's telling the truth. Now he wants to admit it and tell the truth. But before it was, no, it's not true, blah, 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 blah. And Isaac says he knew. He just wanted him to admit it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. So Isaac, Ruth, and Aiden are outside. And at this point, Isaac and Ruth are fighting.
Touch me one more time. No, I'm telling you, touch me one more time.
I cannot let another man hit me and do nothing about it.
These are the
keep
threats.
it here.
Sir,
I'm here now.
That's what I'm telling you.
Come,
Sleep.
let's take it down now.
Okay, let's do it now, then.
Let's do it now. Come, son.
Ruth is like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. You know, he's like, you didn't even write me on my birthday. And again, it's like, I think it's messed up. It's very messed up. But I think, again, I just see some, I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'm reading Isaac wrong. Like, let me know what y'all think of Isaac down below. Because I get it. I'm not saying that's right. I think it's horrible that Ruth didn't say happy birthday. I'm curious. Do you acknowledge Ruth's birthday? Like, I don't know. To me, it just seems like Isaac thinks he's so much greater than he actually is. And he definitely gives very entitled with his expectations of wanting this traditional wife that cooks and cleans and does everything for him. It's like, I don't know. Something about Isaac I just don't trust. And I just don't feel empathy for. But maybe I'm wrong. Okay? So I will admit that maybe I'm reading the man wrong. So at this point, they continue to fight. Now, Isaac, Nola, and Ruth are outside. And at this point, they throw hands. Nola and Isaac throw hands. I'm like, oh, nah. I'm like, not them throwing hands, bruh. He says you're not even remorseful for what you did. You know, he's like, all I wanted you to do was admit it, bro, and you don't even care. And oh my God, they throw hands. I was like, this is too much. All of these people need to break up. All of these people need to leave each other because this is too much. Now, Ruth, so they leave at this point. Like, Isaac leaves, everybody kind of leaves, and Ruth is throwing Nola's stuff out on the porch. She is throwing his clothes on the porch. She says, I'm not doing this. And at this point, Lebo and Nola actually leave the experiment, which I think is for the best. For Lebo, I really think that Lebo needed to leave. As I said, I think Lebo emotionally, mental health wise, I think this is just not for her. As I said, I think she was very, very hurt by everything. And I think for her that she needs to just find someone who loves and appreciates her for who she is. I don't think it's Isaac. I don't think that it is Nola. I just don't think it's any of these people, and I'm so glad that she chose herself, because the men here is not it. So SZA talks about how she was very disturbed by Khanya at girls' night. So she confronts Kateko, and she's like, you know, why did she say that you're using me and that I'm easy? And so Khanya, SZA, and Nekateko have a conversation, because Nekateko is like, okay, let's go talk to SZA.
Okay, leave! Leave! Because you're so disrespectful.
I am so
You are a wretched hood rat. Leave! Leave!
Okay.
Leave!
Okay.
Leave!
Calm down.
Leave!
Girl.
I will calm down after you get your fat ass off my patio. Leave!
Please,
Let's go. And he makes it seem like he's gonna sit down and he's gonna do most of the talking, but he actually ends up leaving SZA and just leaving her with Khanya. And I was like, what the F? Like, I would not deal. I would not deal. I wish a man would put me in this situation. I would be done. So she tells her to go away. Khanya is not having it. Khanya is like, go away. Get out of my house. Get out of my space. Get out. She is yelling her. She calls her fat. She's like, get your fatty boom boom out of here. And I'm like, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. She calls her ratchet. She calls her a hood rat. She shouts. She's like, get out of here. You're ratchet. You're a hood rat. You goofy boom boom fat ass. I'm like, oh nah, Khanya. I felt like Khanya was having some kind of like mental breakdown, like, because it was actually insane. Like, it clearly triggered her very badly to see Nekateko actually enjoying SZA, enjoying another woman. And I think at that, Khanya is the type of woman that thinks she's better than other people. So I'm sure that she's like, wow, not only are you, he's enjoying time with her, he's enjoying time with this fatty boom boom, whatever. And it's like, yeah, maybe because you're not a good partner, Khanya. Maybe because you're a piece of work, you know? I don't know. So Khanya and, So at this point, Kateko and SZA are talking. She goes back and she asks, why did you leave me there? You know, like, why did you leave me there with her, knowing her aggression towards me? And, you know, why didn't you confront her? Like, why didn't you talk to her? And I don't like that. Again, that's a red flag to me. It's like, first off, why are you not standing up for me, you know, with your partner that is so aggressive and mad? You know, I hate that. Like, personally, I hate a man that will let other people attack their woman and not say anything. Especially someone associated with you. If your friend, your family, someone you know is coming at me, you better have my back, like, or you're not my man, period. Like, I don't know. So they start fighting and he calls her Khanya. He's like, Khanya. He's like, ooh. I was like, oh Lord. So she is very upset, but he claims that he left her there because she needed the answers to the questions for herself. I don't know. So at this point, you know, Khanya and Nekateko start, you know, he goes over, Nekateko goes over to Khanya and confronts her at her villa. And she starts shouting, she's like, get out!
It's just becoming more and more cheap and whatever in my eyes.
How dare you? Phil, stand there if you want to talk to me. Don't come put your filthy feet with your cheap shoes in this house. And go, bro.
Get the out! Get out! Get the out of my space! You and your goofy boom boom fat ass hood rat is all in one sentence. But girl, I put it all in one sentence in my note because I was like, girl, how many names are you gonna call this girl? And like I said, Khanya was clearly very triggered. I think girls like that are so self-centered and conceited, and it really knocks them down a peg when a girl they deem less attractive is actually having a good time. And I think just in general, the fact that Kateko could have any fun with any other woman was too much for Khanya to handle. So at this point, Nola and Lebo, we see a scene of them leaving the experiment. They both say they're done. Lebo gives some speech about how, like, you know, she chose herself. And as I said, I definitely think that that was the right call. She does claim that it is done with she's done with Nola. She said it's the end for them. So we shall see. There's a reunion, so we shall see if it was really the end or what happened. So Aiden and Isaac are talking, and he wants her to apologize and own up to what she did, talking about Ruth at this point. He says that he's embarrassed because his lady was easy and for any man to get with. And again, I'm not saying that I think it's great. I always thought it was crazy from day one, but I also think, again, this experiment should be about self-reflection. So it's like, why is it maybe that your partner was so easy to get with? And Ruth admits that she was not being pleasured by the boom boom. That's why she was so ready to have some pleasurable boom boom. And I'm gonna be honest, Isaac definitely gives the type to me where he thinks that because he's hitting it, that it's good. And I think a lot of men are like that. I think a lot of women are scared to admit that they don't like it because I think a lot of men don't listen. Now, yes, I am projecting. I want to be very clear. I know I am projecting. I don't know, but something tells me that, again, look at Isaac now. I feel like Isaac is the type that doesn't want to hear anything from anyone, and he is very quick to talk his ish when he thinks that he's the best. So Kateko and SZA, SZA says she forgives the Kateko for the situation because there's no guidebook to get through what happened with Khanya. And I was like, I don't agree, but okay, if you like it, I love it. So we go to the changeover at this point. So of course, Lebo and Nola officially left the experiment. Aiden says he feels positive and excited to get back to Courtney. Everything in this solidified that he has an amazing, unbelievable woman. And I mean, yes, I think the whole time Aiden just missed Courtney. So hopefully they can work on their avoidant tendencies. Now Courtney says Genesis will be a new best friend, and Genesis is like, okay. I don't know, man. I feel like Genesis was really hurt that Courtney was not all over him. I think it really hurt his self-esteem. I don't think he like really wanted to be with Courtney, but I think on a self-esteem level, he was like, dang. All she wanted to do was be friends. Now, Genesis says it was hard to see his ex, Tabby, moving on and being comfortable with someone else. But Tabby realized that she can be, Tabby realized though that she can be loved more and better when she was with Lindalay. She realized like, I can be loved more. Like, I'm not getting enough from Genesis. Like, there is more out there. So Lindalay realizes he is not ready for marriage with SZA. He says, I don't know, maybe I'm not happy, but like, I'm not ready. And SZA says she wants more with Nekateko, personally. So Khanya says that she taught Isaac a lot by being with her, and Isaac's face is like, okay. Now Isaac feels like she never helped him out, despite it all, though he had a good time, even though she ain't cooked, clean, whatever he said. Okay. So Khanya continues and says she realized Isaac is not the guy she wanted to be with or marry, so she didn't feel like she needed to invest in him the way he wanted. And again, I'm gonna just be honest, in this experiment, I would presume that nobody should be being a traditional wife or a traditional husband. I think you should just be going 50-50. And I think that goes for any relationship though. I think when you're starting off a relationship, it's fine to split things. Like, yes, I'm not saying your partner should never take you on a date, pay for dinner, or whatever, but I think if it comes to like actually living together, yeah, you could split things until you show like, hey, I'm serious. And Isaac and Ruth are still fighting, and she will not apologize for sleeping with Nola. And that's kind of where we leave off. And so in the next few episodes, we're gonna see the couples back in their original pairings. So that should be kind of interesting. But let's leave it here because this video is pretty long. So if you like this content, if you made it till here, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. It inspires me to keep creating. It continues to help get videos out here. And as I said, you know, it will bring more content. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.